Let's do this little video here for old Digalicious, or whatever he calls himself over there on the friendly metal detecting forum. He says I don't believe he's ever used a Manticore. So he discounts this trace on this screen on this machine. Alright? He discounts the trace. Now remember, you can use these detectors, you know, in modern trash, older sites, and you're going to get some different presentations. Well, how about if we had a clad hunting contest, and everybody had to put an 11-inch coil on the detector? Alright? And we went and had a clad hunting contest. And you had to dig, you know, you got penalized if you dug a hole that didn't have a clad coin in it. Okay? We'll just say it's high conductive clad. Nickels, dimes, and quarters. And even copper pennies, they would fit into that. So that's the contest. Whoever digs the most of those. Well, could this machine offer any advantage? This Manticore with this trace. Remember, you're going to get penalized if you dig a hole that don't have one in it. Okay? You dig one with 1 inch, you're going to get, you know, probably we'll say like 3 points for a hole dug with 1 in it. You're going to get penalized a point if you dig one that's not got 1 in it. Well, you see, you've got that pull ring there, and you've got that dime. That's a clad dime. Okay, so I'm out here with this machine. I've got to do speed 4. I can change that to 5. Okay. You see that trace on that machine? 1 tone, 1 ID. You see that? Watch it. For all practical purposes, the ID is pretty stable, but that trace is elongated. Now remember, a person using this machine already knows what pull rings and pull tabs reads. And you have to understand, when you start mixing high and low conductors, it's going to pull the ID down on that target. If I swept that target right there with an Equinox 800, can I be suspect of that target based on the tone and ID only? Well, I can't do it with this machine. I've got a target reading basically 45, 47 on sweeps. That's from about 5 inches above. 1 tone, 1 signal, and I've got that elongated trace in there. So I don't know that's a high conductor down there. But I've got a pretty good idea it's not probably a square tab or a nickel, right? It's not in that range. It's in between. So I can see this in the wild, see that elongated trace, and get suspicious, especially with that ID. Now, you know, the detective scenario can vary. If I come over here, I can start moving the call. See that 60, and I come back here, I see that 45. What does that tell me? High chance of 2 different conductivity level targets exist. And whatever the highest conductor there is going to read higher than that right there. So this screen, you know, you can discount the screen, but it can have uses. That would be one use right there, okay? So you can't take the Legend and sweep that target right there with the big call. You can't take an Equinox. You can't even take a DS2 from that high and tell me that there's necessarily 2 targets down there based on the sound and based on the ID. You just can't do it, okay? I'll even go in the house and get the DS2 and let's bring it out and see what it does with 11-inch coil. I'll even turn this camera back on with this Manticore. Right there is speed 7. Speed 7. Listen. One signal and one ID practically, okay? See, I can sweep a solo dime, and I may get a point variation on sweeps. I may sweep that pool ring solo and get a point or two variation on sweeps. So we can't say just because we see from 5 inches above to see that slight variation. You know, we wouldn't want to place high odds on that using this detector that is a solo setting target. You know, so let me go get the old DS2 and we'll fire it up. Okay, that old ring there, pull ring, and that clad dime haven't moved. I've got the DS2 version 200 right here, deep high conductor using the 14 kilohertz max band. I'll just start off showing speed 4. I'll sweep similar coil height that I did using the mighty Manticore. The ID on that machine, you see it? One tone, one ID. Now there was no notch in the Manticore, no disc. There's none in this machine either. No notch. You see that? I can't tell there's two targets there with this machine. That's speed 4. Speed 2.5. Similar coil height. You see that meter? 75. 77. So I don't know to turn on that, do I? I don't have a presentation telling me, oh, if I get the call out here, oh, I start seeing that 85. Back here, I see a 73. Which would be a clue with this machine that I have a higher and lower conductor co-located. So you can discount that screen if you wish. But you can see that's one application that it can, you know, it can help you. A silver ring, okay? That dime there, I could trade that out for a silver ring and that tab. Now, if you're not going to do select digging, yeah, the screen ain't going to do you a bit of good, I don't guess. If you're just going to dig basically about every signal you get and it's reasonable, then yeah, the screen's not going to do you any good. Just like the ID wouldn't do you any good if you're just going to dig based on tone alone. There's no need to look at the ID. No need to even look at the screen, period, once you get your detector set up. Okay, so I just thought I would show that. You sweep that with a Legend, you're going to get the same thing. If you ain't running any notch, if you set it up no notch, just like I did the Manticore and the DS2, you use a Legend there, Digalicious. I've used a Legend. Okay. That pull ring there, that's a powerful target. Powerful target. If I cut that ring on that thing and open and break that, it is not near as powerful. It will change the results we get on this test right here even. Okay, slightly anyway. But I'm not going to cut that because I use that for a little, you know, my experiments. I hope you enjoyed.